Okay. Okay, hello everybody. So today we are going to go over the dermis. So in your Edmodo, go to the post that says dermis. We have a link for the reading. We have my email where you can send your assignments. And we have the practice questions. So let's take a look at this. So the dermis is going to be the inner of the two major layers of skin. The outer layer is the epidermis. The dermis is going to be mainly connective tissues, but it's also going to contain stuff like glands and blood vessels. The dermis has two main layers, the papillary layer and the reticular layer. So this is the papillary layer, this purplish stuff here, and this is the reticular layer. So the papillary layer is the upper layer. It is just below the basement membrane that is the divider between the epidermis and the dermis. And the papillary layer is the thinner of the two layers. All right. The reticular layer is the lower layer of the dermis. It is the thicker layer, and it is made mainly of collagen fibers and elastin fibers. Collagen fibers make it strong, elastin fibers make it stretchy. So, the dermis is going to contain a lot of structures, okay? Both layers are going to contain a lot of sensory receptors, which are going to make the skin the body's primary sensory organ for touch. So we have the glands. So glands in the reticular layer are going to be sweat glands and sebaceous or oil glands, right? These are both exocrine glands. They release the stuff that they secrete to the surface of the body. So sweat glands produce sweat, which is made mainly of water and salts, but it also sometimes contains wastes that the body's trying to get rid of. So we have two types of sweat glands. We have the eccrine sweat glands and the apocrine sweat glands. So the eccrine sweat glands are found in the skin all over the body, and their ducts are going to empty through the pores. The apocrine sweat glands are going to be in places like the armpits. The sebaceous glands are exocrine glands that make oil or sebum, and sebum is going to be secreted into hair follicles and make its way to the skin surface along these hairs. It is going to make the hair and skin waterproof and prevent them from drying out. Hair follicles are where your hairs grow from. And then the dermis has a few functions. So it regulates the body temperature by sweating and by the dilating of blood vessels. It senses the environment through sensory receptors, and it excretes wastes. So the sweat released by the eccrine sweat glands is going to get rid of the wastes. So hopefully that all makes sense. Make sure you finish your questions and turn them into me.